And hello, you absolute lovelies. Let's talk all about Ironheart episodes 1, 2, and 3 from the perspective of a big fan of the comic book. I am a huge fan of Brian Michael Bendis. I am a big fan of Riri Williams, and I'm a big fan of Dominique Thorne, though I did share a lot of people's feelings towards the take they were able to work into Wakanda Forever. Didn't always work for me. Dominique's performance did, as well as my love of the comic, made me very excited for this show. I saw the D23 footage some 3 years ago, so this has been a show I've been really excited for a long time. So that is the lens I'll be reviewing it from. If you're new to this page, I read about 40 to 70 comics every single week. I rate my favorite 9 and share those favorite 9 with you in a live stream every week. I also do lots of movie reviews and TV reviews, all from the lens of a comic book fan. So if that interests you, please hit that subscription bell. Also hit the like while you're pressing buttons. And most of all, let's have a conversation about Ironheart in the comments below. Let's talk about it. All right, we're going to talk about all 3 episodes at once because they released all 3 episodes at once. I do think, in my very humble from the perspective of loving this character opinion, each episode did get better. I liked 3 more than 2, 2 more than 1. I thought 1 was good. I thought 2 was better. I thought 3 was pretty great. I'm hopeful the show keeps getting better because it is a show that has a lot to say. It is a show that is dealing with a lot of very interesting themes. I really like the way they've made some adjustments from the comic books. If you've read the comics, you know that her AI is actually Tony Stark. It's an interesting way to have a legacy character by having the original character literally be kind of your conscience in that effect, and also a great way to bring Tony Stark back, to utilize AI in a very interesting comic-y way. It did a lot of those things in the comic very, very well to have a legacy character be her own person, but also lean into the legacy, like Miles Morales teaming up with Peter Parker every so often, like having the Nova Corps meet each other, having different Green Lanterns know each other. The way to utilize legacy characters is always very fine line. I was very curious, because I didn't think they could afford to have Robert Downey Jr. appear as an AI, how they would have the AI element of the story go. I think utilizing her friend Natalie was genius. In the comic books, Natalie is a very key part of the story. In the comic books, her stepdad is also very important. I love that the stepdad is kind of like the inverse of the Vulture in the MCU. In the MCU, Tony Stark is this larger-than-life presence. He starts the MCU in our universe, but in the universe, he's also a huge, overwhelming presence, and I think it's really cool to have someone have such hero worship for him in her stepdad that it influences her and her genius to want to do that, to inspire her community to grow and to create something. And I love all the mechanical references. I love the idea of how he used a hot rod to make his suit. She is kind of mirroring the Barracuda, like keep the body of the car as much of the original as you can, and the way her suit looks more like a Barracuda, the choices of color and the choices of certain framing versus Tony's hot rod. I really enjoy all that, and I really like the commentary on, if you're not born into money, if you're not someone of resources, you are going to have a much, much harder time. I really enjoy the commentary on how bad is something before it becomes bad. How much is it taking advantage of the system suddenly turn into crime? There are some Robin Hood elements I enjoy, and there are some relationships I absolutely enjoy. Most specifically, the girl that plays Deja on This Is Us, who plays Natalie here, with our Dominique Thorne, Riri Williams. Their relationship is incredible. Dominique Thorne's relationship with Alden Ehrenreich, who was revealed in the last episode to be Ezekiel Stane, the son of Obadiah Stane, our first big bad. I really like that relationship. Chemistry-wise, they have such good flow with each other. Their conversations feel organic. There's a lot of exposition there, but they're really good at feeding off each other. I really like their energy in a room, but what I really love about their relationship is they're both legacy to Tony Stark characters in the opposite ways. She's the legacy of Iron Man. He's the legacy of Tony Stark. He's the son of Obadiah Stane, who represented Stark Industries, COO, and he's trying to get out of his father's shadow by going the opposite way. He's trying to build biotech. He's trying to do things for good. She is, in this moment, doing things with the Iron Suit to get out of impoverished situation. She's coming from not money and trying to get out of that environment, but she has followed the Iron Man legacy, not the Tony Stark legacy, and has made an iron suit and doing that for her father. So 2 legacy to Tony Stark characters working together. I love that dynamic. I love the relationship with her mom. I really enjoy the relationship with Xavier. They perfectly cast Xavier. He's a part of the comic that I think could have used some more, and they're doing really well here. The Hood, also very interesting. Those are my positives. My negatives are, I'm not really invested in the Robin Hood-esque characters because they haven't really given us enough of the Robin Hood bits of the billionaire commentary. Like, it seems like our last billionaire was like a decently good guy, so I don't really root for these characters. And I would have loved more of rooting for them before we find out that they are as wrong as she assumed they were. I would have liked more of getting to know them during the heist in a way that we got with Ant-Man or any other heist film. I don't know anything about Slug or the Blood Twins or any of those things. It's also weird that Slug is like an actual, and Rampage, actual comic characters. Like, Slug is from Madripoor, and if memory serves from Madripoor, but Slug is a character in Spider-Man that's like a big crime lord, kind of kingpin kind of character that I think was from Madripoor. But I digress. It was an odd thing to name them comic characters and not have those elements. But I wish we could have like gotten to be endeared to different characters, so that way when you're looking at Riri as someone that had to do this to get out of the strife, they were too. It would have been much more interesting to be like, hey, the system screwed all of us. Now we have to do this. We're reluctant, but it is easy money. Not easy, but it is money that we feel like we earned and that we are overcoming our system and we are fighting for this thing, and juxtapose that with billionaires, because Tony Stark, billionaire. It's an interesting commentary on someone that came into everything that does it versus people that have to do it on their own. And instead, it just feels like criminals. And it doesn't feel like what I think could have been. I really want to be more invested in those characters. I think Anthony Ramos is doing a pretty good job with the trickiness of Parker Robbins, a character that usually doesn't work but does occasionally work. I think he ironically works best when Bendis is writing him. Brian Michael Bendis, the inventor of Ironheart. When he's writing him, I am invested, usually like the New Avengers and stuff. But Parker Robbins here, we've only just started and we're halfway through the show. Like, we haven't really gotten to those demonic elements. I don't know if we'll actually get Mephisto. I don't know how deep they'll go into the satanic or into the occult or into the, the supernatural. The whole time leading up to the show, I've been excited about it because of Dominique Thorne. I've been excited about it because of Ironheart. And I've been excited because I thought it might lay some groundwork for magic and tech to kind of start to come to a head. And there is some of that. There is some great cutaways between the wiring of technology in the Ironheart suit with the, evil tracing his back and those things. There is some commentary on tech versus magic in those ways, but I really hope we get more leading up to Doctor Doom, because that's what Doctor Doom is. He's a combination of both. I also really think they're doing a great job of making the Ironheart element so interesting. Like, in some ways, Natalie is her Ironheart. In other ways, she's protecting her heart with, preserving a world around it. In other ways, Ironheart represents like her externalizing all of her trauma into the suit. Like, there's a lot of really cool metaphor for what Ironheart is, but I really want more of how those metaphors become a anchor to who she is soon, hopefully. I'm hoping after this panic attack we get to the heroic elements of her, because so far I'm not as invested in the criminal elements of her. I'm invested into the family elements of her. I'm hoping, whether or not Ezekiel turns bad or good, I'm hoping we get more of the why of it all. I'm hoping to care a bit more, because the pacing is a little tricky, as well as some of the character choices. Like, I want to feel more of a beating pulse. So I like the show. I really want to love the show. I really enjoy where we are at this moment in the show at episode 3. I'm really hoping it keeps getting better with 4, 5, and 6. I do think Ironheart, the character and the costume, looks amazing. The blend of practical and CGI is really good. The CGI is excellent, especially for a TV budget. All of that is great. But I would love the directing to have a bit of style. I would love the characters to feel like more than just like what they're written as over here. When they're off screen, I feel like none of the non-leads have a life. Like, I want to feel like there's some lived-inness. I feel like the needle drops are really good for adding personality, but I hope that, some of the directing can add that as well. I think it has a lot of potential. I think it has a lot to say. I love the commentary and AI of how much of the person is the person, of like what it takes to have a soul, what it is to be a soul. There's so much you could really dive into here. I'm reacting to it over at Real Rejects. That's why I'm at Rejects right now. If you guys would like more of my thoughts, check out my reaction over at Real Rejects. It'll be up by the time this is up. Going to be reacting to the whole series. Going to be reviewing the whole series. So please, if you're interested in more of my thoughts, check it out over there. Also, if you're interested in more of my thoughts, hit that subscription bell. Love to have a conversation in the comments below. Let me know what you lovelies think about Ironheart so far. Have you read the comic? Have you not? Are you interested so far? Are you not? Let's talk about it in the comments below. So leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out Real Rejects, and I will see you next week for episode 4. I will see you all of this week for lots more movie reviews, as well as I'm about to do my favorite movies of 2025 so far, because we're halfway through the year somehow, which is crazy. And then next month, we got Fantastic Four, we got Superman, next month, and we've got Jurassic. So lots and lots of goodness coming at you, so subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Hope you're digging the show. Bye.